Good morning. How is everyone doing during these difficult times? Hope that you are coping well and do take care of your health. For me, I'm thankful to be still able to work, which is to teach programming online from home. It has been another tiring but exciting weeks as I have completed another mini app. My name is Steve Guy and today I'm going to show you my cinema app which I have completed for the last 10 days. This app is the extension from the Cinema Console app, which I've completed a month ago. By the way, this video is not a tutorial, but just to showcase my app and the development progress from start to end. It is not a real-life application, but just a mock-up version to apply the skills which I've learned. While seeing the development progress, I will also share some of the challenges which I face and what I've learned from those problems and how I solve them at the end. These are the software development summary of this app. The technology or programming language that I've used is C#, JavaScript, and LINQ. For the ORM, I use the Standard Entity Framework 6.2, Code First Approach, JavaScript Library, JQuery, and moment.js. Framework will be the .NET Framework 4.6. There are 5 projects in these solutions, 2 class library, 1 console project. This will be the presentation layer, and 1 web API project and another presentation layer for the web. Solution structure design, business layer. This is where I put my entities, interfaces, and extension class. For the infrastructure layer, I will have my entity framework. And for the web API layer, there will be another layer for web API. And for presentation layer, there will be 2. One is to connect using console, while another one will be using the web. IDE, Visual Studio Community 2019, duration approximately 9-10 days. Just to take a quick look of the structure that I've mentioned just now. These are some of the layers for my Cinema app solution. The app will have this basic feature. There isn't much function for the administrator. The administrator can log in just to do some seeding of the test data and to clear the seeded data. While the customer will have more function to the customer can log in and can log out. Upon login, the customer not only can view the available movies, but also add the seats into the cart. And the customer can delete the seats from the cart as well. And from the cart page, the customer can able to see the total that he needs to pay. After the database design completed, the web API project will be created, and the next project will be the presentation layer where I create the console project to let the administrator to connect to the web API. These are some of the options for the administrator to insert some test data. After the seed data inserted, you can print out the data. As you can see, one hall will have their own rows and columns. Every halls are different. Some hall will have more seats, some hall will have less seat. These are the data for the movie hall table. These are all the tables in the database. I'm using SQL Management Studio to select my tables. After the seeding, all the tables are with data now. This is the Web API. The Web API project will be able to connect to the database to get the data. This is the Web API for movies. This will be the Web API for halls. And this is the Web API for movie halls. Next will be the presentation layer for the web. For the web presentation layer, I'm using JavaScript to call the Web API. As you can see, the data from the Web API appear in the browser. When you select a movie, the available movie date time will be shown. For the web presentation layer, I'm using JQuery, Ajax to call the Web API, face the core issue, the problem solved by installing system.web.http.cores. Next, I convert the XML format, the Web API XML format to JSON. This is the Web API for movies. After converted to JSON, this is before conversion. After conversion, this is the Web API for halls. And this will be the Web API for movie halls. And when you select the date time of the selected movie, you can see all the seats for that hall. Different hall will have different number of seats. From the previous version, you can see that the seats are all empty. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete all the data to reinsert the data again. As you can see, all the tables are now empty. And I'm gonna reseed the data one by one to reseed the movies, to reseed the whole data, to reseed the movie hall data. All these options are the same except for option number 5 that I choose the random mode to seed a random data for movie hall details. Now you can see that some of the seats are thickened, some of the seats are empty. Just to make things a little bit more realistic, I have removed some of the movie hall data. As you select a movie, you'll be able to see that some movie will have more date time, while some will have lesser. In this random mode, you can see that some are empty seats, not all, compared to the previous version without random mode, or seats are empty. Next, I decided to add a little bit more random to the different type of seats. Besides empty seats and taken seats, I have also added another two more seat status, which is faulty and lock. The percentage for lock and faulty is very low. I set to, I think, 5%, while the thickened seats will be about 30%. The next thing that I've added is to disable the thickened seat. All the seats which are thickened will be disabled, including the lock and the faulty seats. Only empty seats are enabled. And if you select the empty seats, the card count will be updated as well. Next, I have added some photos for each movie, and as well as the coming soon category. From here, you can see that there are two categories now showing movies and coming soon movies. Next, I have added the login and logout function. Before login, you won't be able to view the card as well as the booking history. You will still able to browse the movies, select a movie, and see the available movie show time as well as the seats, the available seats. In order for you to book a particular ticket, you have to log in. The login function will check the username and password against the database via Web API. Upon login, you can see the card count as well as booking history. The rest of the functions are the same, that you can add the seat into the cart, and you can see the cart count updated as well. Here I've added two seats. Once I click now showing again, it will let me know that I have added two seats into the cart. And if I have log out, I can still log in to see that I have two seats in the cart. But if I reselect a movie, the carts will be cleared. And user can reselect a new seats to add them into the cart. The next thing that I've completed is the cart page that you can see the ticket price as well as the total. Next, I have added some additional checking. The additional checking is if you have item in the cart and when you log out, it will let you know that you have seats added into cart to let you confirm. And I have changed the business rule to clear the cart upon logout. The next thing I have added is the business rule to allow user to only add up to 5 seats per transaction. Each time you add a seat into the cart, there will be a notification as well. If you enter more than 5 seats, there will be an error says you can select maximum up to 5 seats per transaction. And you can as well delete the item from the cart. Total will be updated as well as the total tickets. I've added another link in the cart that will lead the customer to the payment gateway. This is just a dummy UI. When you have a payment gateway, for example, I pay 88 in Malaysia, we can then integrate the payment gateway into the system. The next thing that I fixed is the layout of the seats. It takes me a while to think about the solution on how to show the row properly. The first row will be all shown in one row, second row, third row, and so on. Each movie will have their own hall. Some hall are small, some hall are big, some hall will have 8 seats, some hall will have 10 seats. Finally found a solution on how to get it done using CSS, display grid. All the functions maintain the same. Next, I improved the UI by showing the better seats number. Instead of showing 1-1, I show the letter A to refer to the first row and letter B to refer to the second row. Next, I further improved the UI by adding the row and column label. As you can see, 1 to 10 for the column number and A, B, C, D, E for the to refer to the row. And when it's a mobile size, the text will be disabled. But when you resize it to the desktop size, the text will be enabled for customer to see the exact seat. I'll let you watch the whole thing over again from the beginning to end. The login function, the logout function, the add seats in the carts. So just relax and watch the video and enjoy the music. Okay, thank you very much so far for being so patient watching the videos. It's almost 30 minutes video, and I hope that this video give you a little bit of idea or inspiration for this cinema web app. Thanks again and have a great day.